So this is IKEA. If you really love affordable furniture, you've probably been here before. Either that or you're like me and you just go there for the meatballs, which we'll get into later. Point is, IKEA is well established, well loved, and big. Really, really big. And that's one of the main reasons why people love strolling in their huge stores. But that's not the reason why people visit this IKEA store. This is IKEA Jurong, the brand's smallest store in all of Asia. It's in the western part of Singapore and sits nicely in a mall. And that's strange. Most IKEAs are in standalone buildings or even converted warehouses. The two largest stores in Singapore prove that. And the reason why they take the time and the money to rent out these big spaces should be made clear. Storing more inventory, tables, chairs, fans, they take up space. Things like displaying more products so that you can sell it better and show and let your customer feel it in hand. And lastly, accommodating just huge numbers, throws and throws of people coming into your store. But there also exists secondary reasons, the ones which, shall I say, are more sneaky. Things like increasing capacity for dine-in, which is a great, fantastic sales hook as I talked about here, or even using the large space to pull off what I call the maze effect. The maze effect is also commonly known as the race course effect. By making you walk through the entire race course, that is the store, the chances of you buying something increases dramatically. Surely with space constraint, this IKEA, the smallest in Asia, wouldn't be able to harness the benefits of the environment that it usually gets elsewhere, which means it's sort of at a disadvantage, and for some reason they're still going strong. What I think IKEA has done and what I observed, and that's how I came up with this conclusion, is that they focused heavily, very, very heavily on people with space constraint, literally identifying with the customer, saying, "We understand you," and this will all make sense in a moment because we're in Singapore and there's no space anywhere. "We understand you and we are here for you. This is our solution." It's really, really smart. Let's take a look at the interiors and what they did. Remember how I talked about the whole thing, the whole meatball situation and food? Food is a huge, huge part of IKEA. A lot of people go to IKEA purely to eat, and then, they window shop, as I mentioned before in another video, and then, they make sales through that. It's super, super genius. So right here you can see that there's a lot of food. Food is still a huge component. I would say it follows the 80-20 principle, which is also known as Pareto's principle. It's actually called Pareto's principle, where 80% of your results come from 20% of work, or in this case, merchandising and displaying and products. So 20% of the products, I would say a good number of that 20% is gonna be just food, because food drives a lot of sales. You can't sell junk with great marketing, but in this case, definitely they have a very good product and their marketing sort of speaks for itself. Things like that. Smart interior organizers for your kitchen accessories. Who even thinks of stuff like that, right? Moving over here, this is what I mean when I say that IKEA is really focusing on, newer people who are just getting their flats, getting their homes. You can see this is definitely the new kind of flat in Singapore. So public housing, a lot of it is like that. Even condominiums, which is sort of like private house, it is private housing. You're not going to really get that big of a place, depending, landed property is usually still better, or just go overseas, get a farm or something. This is the part where they kind of just storm you with all their products and try to upsell you. Upselling is a huge part. Of course, the staff play an important role. Company culture, everyone's friendly, everyone's trying to help each other, and that is just so amazing. It's really important to have that in any organization. Takeaway, obviously very, very attractive, great to just get a few dollars from the people, get them to stay a little longer, eat an ice cream, walk around. That's a good hack. McDonald's has one of the best systems in the world for food deliveries and production, and a lot of people, in fact, I can see a lot of similarities in the way they work. It's very open concept, it's very station based, definitely very, very effective. An effective kitchen is a good kitchen, is a clean kitchen, is a kitchen that produces food that your customers like. They are boxes, lunch boxes, and stuff you can put food in, but it's really, really smart because at the counter, at the cashier, when you're paying, if say say, you don't want to put all your food into plastic bags or something that's unsustainable, which they don't have, they recommend you buy one of these. I think it's like $1.50. But they also sell this product elsewhere, out in the main store. So if you buy one, you keep it in, you bring it home, you really love it, you use it a little bit, you may go back to buy more. This is what they call the drug dealer effect, where your dealer will always hand you like a little bit of drugs first of that whatever you're trying, and then you try it, and then once you try it, you'll be hooked, and because you're hooked, you go back and you get it. So it's a really, really smart concept. It's the same reason why people hand out testers, like makeup or certain hand creams or whatever it is. People hand out testers for literally everything, food even. Just take a look at it, interiors and everything, the way they connect shelves and whatever. And look at that fake Leica camera right there. It's pretty funny. Probably the highlight of everything, a 25 square meter home. This is the epitome of messaging, telling people that this is what we believe in, this is what we're trying to sell to you, and this is our solution, our proposed, well thought out solution to your problems. And it shows very clearly who the target audience is here. That's a pretty standard bedroom. It looks good, it's chill, welcome to our 25-meter home. I'm still so amazed by this. It's not the largest home or whatever, but the way they laid everything out, it blows my mind on so many levels. And this is literally why I do not think that anywhere in the near future this IKEA is going down. IKEA has sort of found a solution right here, and that is to really just focus on the stuff that provide the most space to value ratio, which is like how much value can you get for this amount of small space that it takes up, and that's the only stuff that they're selling here. These are the kind of topics that really just make me crack my head and just inspire me to make even more content about, just educational stuff just like that. My whole goal is just to inform and to inspire, and I'm gonna start with these things. There are so many concepts for every single person to learn, and I'm learning myself, you know what I mean? Like, these are all things that other people have taught me. I've learned from Instagram, I've learned from YouTube, I've learned from books, and when I see it being put into action in real life, it's just so amazing, so fantastic. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, educational, if you feel that you learned something. Smash that like button, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Peace.